someone who Spencer does think is cute, J. Cole, dropped a song on his blog, podcast, website thing that he does. It's called Inevitable. It's called Clouds, and this is just something that he said that he wanted to upload for the fans. Nothing crazy. And it's a good song. I have a lot of well-documented feelings on J. Cole, and I think that a lot of them stem from obviously him being a super talented rapper, but me just not always being super interested in what he's talking about when he's rapping. But this was a song where the subject matter actually caught for me. Production was still good, like he's always been doing. His rapping was obviously top tier, which I think it's been. But yeah, him talking about business and kind of artists taking back control a little bit and just people taking back control in general. Obviously, we've seen all the shit going on with AI and robots. I feel like he's just talking about that specifically in the music industry and how it's affecting those things. But it's a good song to me.
Yeah, this was like retro J. Cole to me. Like this reminded me of like the False Prophets era where he was dropping some Lucy's that were like super fire. It's to me, it's the best J. Cole song I've heard in quite a long time.
I agree.
I don't remember the last time I was this moved by a Cole song. I think his flow was perfect for the production. I think the beat was really interesting. And like you said, the subject matter really hit. It wasn't just a bunch of like rapping. I feel like he can rap about rapping sometimes. This was like about shit. And it really landed for me. I've been listening to it a lot. And Universal went and scooped that up too. He dropped it on the blog, but it's on streaming now.
Yeah, I find this J. Cole song to be painfully off topic.
Okay. Off what topic? Whose topic?
You know, obviously we're in a post-beef era, so I'm not gonna say he has to talk about the beef. I'm not gonna say that. I just find it painfully off topic because we know J. Cole can rap. I don't think that was ever in question whether he was a good rapper. Is he a top 3 rapper? No. But is he a good rapper? But is he a good rapper? Yes. I don't think I've ever said J. Cole's not a good rapper. I think I find him boring. I think I'm gonna add clouds to the Rolodex of J. Cole is fake deep. And I think there were a couple times when he was talking about making other rappers martyrs, cap. I think he was talking about his flow is so cold, he makes egos, cap. I think he only gets to the point at the end of the song when he's talking about AI and when he's talking about ownership and when he's talking about music. Your music is like content. You're not going to own any of it if you don't take back control. A great message. And then what happens? He drops it on his blog behind a paywall. Okay, cool. Like blog era,
which is and also is doing what he's saying people should do.
Of course. And then what did I say? I said he's in a deal. Interscope and Universal are scooping that right up, and they did the next day.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? We're going back to being fake.
Because he still made money off that the first day of initial release. Bro, and now he's going to make money off the streaming.
In a deal.
Yes.
What is he talking about? He's preaching independence and he's in a deal where he can't even drop music behind a paywall and really make money off of it because the label is going to be like, no, we need that.
Okay. So I think I interpreted the bars at the end a little bit differently than you did, and I don't know how you took them, but I didn't think he was talking about artists owning their music. I thought he was talking about consumers owning music rather than streaming.
Okay.
And kind of talking to the value of being a collector and owning art and not having it be owned by these corporations. So I think he was still standing in his truth that I heard, because it's like, yeah, you can go stream this if you want and give me, 1/1,000,000th of a cent. Or if you're real and you want to own your art and you want to support your favorite artist, you can come buy my song on my thing and you'll get a high quality download WAV file that you can own.
As well as the entire podcast series, and he's dropped other songs throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what I think, but they've been throwbacks, older
Is it still up on his blog too?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
That's interesting.
That's why I'm like, this is a good move for him in terms of I compare this to Watch the Party Die with Kendrick, right? Both of these just track for track. And I think that this has always been my difference with J. Cole and Kendrick. But there's some positives for both sides. I think Kendrick approached a similar type of subject matter, not all the way, but just like when Kendrick talks about these issues, he layers them with metaphors and things like that, where you obviously get the message a little bit the first time, enough to talk about it, but then every time you go back, you're also uncovering a little bit more with whatever he's talking about or how he talked about it. With Cole, I think that the message is, again, very straightforward, but it's a great message. It's been a really, really important topical thing that I wanted to hear someone like him talk about, because he has been a part of the industry for so long. He is such a big player in it. He's a big money maker for a corporation. and also has a label himself and all of that other stuff. So that's why I'm like, from a art standpoint, I prefer someone like Kendrick, but I'm not mad at Cole. But then putting things into practice, I like how Cole had a blog set up, actually had content on the blog to then give the people after they bought it with the $5. He's almost better at putting some of these things into practice than I think someone like Kendrick is. Because I think Cole, what he's done with Dreamville, while it's not like as flashy as like, you can't even give Kendrick credit for PG Lang. For TDE.
Yeah.
Because Top started that.
Yeah.
PG Lang is so early. So Kendrick is playing catch up a little bit on the artist building, that part of thing. So that's something that Cole's already done to a successful level a little bit with Ari Lennox, Boz, all the other niggas. JID. So, like that's why I'm not mad at Cole for this.
Do you feel like there was any other topic that I didn't address that he got off? Because I really think it was just the ownership stuff.
Well, I think that your gripes with J. Cole, a lot of them come sonically. And I think I have a lot of the same issues. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to play this song again. Like, I'm not going to listen to this.
As long as we're not pretending we're
gonna do I'm not going to play this
I'll
again.
listen to it. I'll play it and I'll listen to it. So I like J. Cole.
But that's expected. I feel like this is
he's also capping.
Oh, he
when
is?
was the last time you listened to that other song that you said you was going to
What
listen to?
Port Antonio?
Exactly, bro.
It's not on streaming.
Yeah,
this is
you
going to
ain't
go to my
play that.
playlist.
You
No,
might
I'll
like
add this.
this,
I'll
bro.
add this.
Wait, but you can't listen to it on SoundCloud?
Fam, yeah.
I don't do all that.
He don't want to play that song. He don't wanna play that song. And I'm not going to let you keep getting that off, bro.
I'll play this song.
Bro, I be around you listening to music. I ain't heard you play a J. Cole song in
You always
months.
hog the ox, bro. You
Months.
never let me
Dog,
play anything.
I don't even be playing shit in your crib.
You never let me play anything.
In your crib. In your house. I be over
we
here.
don't really be listening to music over here like
you
that.
You play music the whole time we teeing up to do shit.
That's not true.
Spencer, you don't play no J. Cole.
Sometimes.
I'm not late. And
But
I don't want this to come off as Cole hate.
What I think is, I think J. Cole has not, he has not achieved everything he could yet. You know what I mean?
I'd agree with that.
I don't think he has, I don't think we're tired of him as like a rapper. Like we might other people.
I'm tired of him.
But you don't like it to begin with.
I haven't liked a J. Cole project since 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Yeah, that's his only classic. And I think if we're talking about him like a lot of people in our generation talk about him, you need more than one classic. And you need more solid projects.
Yes.
So I want J. Cole just to go back and drop another really great rap album. Don't reinvent nothing. Do what you did on Clouds, because that's what makes you great. And that's what your fans are going to respond really well to. So drop an album of that.
But it's difficult to do that because while he wants to just rap and like do that and give us a great project from a subject matter perspective, he has to change what he's talking about. He can't talk about the come up anymore. He can't talk about being hungry to be the best anymore because he's already reached certain pinnacles in rap where he is like, while we may talk about J. Cole a little bit, like J. Cole's a top 30 rapper of all time for anybody undebatably, I think.
That's
at
fine.
least.
Yeah, that's fine.
At the very least.
That's
you know what I
fine.
mean? So Cole is of that legend status already. So he can't, when we get new music from him, we want him to be talking about things of substance.
Yeah.
We want him to be giving us game and reflection from something that we can't get from any other random lyrical nigga walking down the street, you know? So there is an expectation of him to do that, and I think it's really, really hard to put that pressure on somebody. So I'm not mad at saying Cole has already done what he needed to do in this shit.
Well, I don't think there should be this responsibility to have this new game and this new insight. Like, I think you can rap about the same things that your peers are rapping about, because I don't think the content has what's always made him great. Like, I think we overlook his flow. Like, I think he has a super slick flow that like has really led to people really sonically liking J. Cole music.
Subject matter. It doesn't have to be game, but it's got to be subject matter. It's got to be something deeper. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to clown Kendrick for doing Mr. Morale, but like you end up getting a Mr. Morale by reaching to do something artistic.
Who's clowning him?
Like, I'm saying like the mainstream fans and niggas who didn't listen to the album.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people sleep on that album because he was going for something a little bit more heady, topical, conceptual. Like, I want J. Cole to reach for that, not just give us a collection of good bars.
Yeah, I totally agree.
The dude can really rap.
Yeah.
I feel like this song structurally and like what he's like his flow, yes, it's good. Like, this guy's a good rapper, bro. But it's like, how many times are we gonna make excuses about subject matter or being uninspired, or he didn't really want to go against his buddy Kendrick, so that's why he dropped out? Like, at a certain point, you just have to say the nigga is whack, bro. He's whack. He doesn't want to step up and be the greatest artist of all time, greatest rapper of all time. Cool. He doesn't want to step up and drop the fall off, which he's been teasing for like 3 years. All right, cool, I guess. Like, you just want to keep dropping singles on your blog. Like, I think that we are giving him too much grace. I think that J. Cole fans make excuses every single step of the way. And I think it's time to start harshly criticizing him because he claimed to be this big artist, this big success, this big whatever. And he hasn't lived up to expectations.
Yes, he has.
Bro,
He doesn't have anything left to prove.
And I will give you an example. And
Okay.
you guys are going to laugh at me. You guys are going to laugh. And it might derail my point. But at one point, bro, they were talking about Wale the same way they were talking about Drake. And they were talking about Chance the Rapper the same way they were talking about Cole and Kendrick. You feel me? Like, these are artists that we...
And
like,
Cole was a part of it and outlasted all
in the
of them.
mainstream zeitgeist, like, people laugh at.
And Cole
you know what I'm saying?
outlasted all of them.
But I'm saying, I think that maybe it's time to start admitting that this dude is falling off. And I think that, ironically, the only thing that can save him is his project to fall off, where he actually dives into why this might be happening and what he finds important in life and why he feels like he had to separate himself from the pack. But until I hear that story, bro, I'm going to just say it. I think the dude's done.
Bro, I think that he has nothing left to prove. Like, I think that that's a very fair statement. Bro, the nigga's almost 40. Rap is not an old man sport.
Mm-hmm.
Rap is not something that people do great into their 40s on a large scale. You know what I mean? There's obviously a few exceptions, but like regular niggas are kind of lame after 40. Andre 3000 says he doesn't rap anymore because they don't want to hear what an old man is talking about day to day. He's not up to date with current events and the things that are happening with young people that affect us and are relevant to us. So I don't expect J. Cole to be my favorite rapper anymore.
But do you agree with me that he's done then?
I don't think he's done. I just don't like.
But you said he's done everything that he needed to do.
Yeah, so I think he could still rap. The same way Wayne's done everything he's needed to do, but I love when he does a verse and it's good. But if he also does a bad verse, my opinion on Wayne doesn't change.
Okay, I think we're in the same place. We're saying it a little differently though. I think he's done. Personally.
I don't think Cole's delivered bad verses though.
I agree with you.
Like, I think you guys are talking like you're saying he's falling off, but I think Clouds is undoubtedly a top 10 rap song of the year so far.
I don't think that's.
I know it's early, but like,
no,
still.
I don't think that's like a big statement though.
What, that you dropped one of the best rap songs of the year in February?
Yeah.
That you dropped one of the best rap songs in the last 2 months?
Yeah. What else has came out? There's no competition.
Okay, but I mean, the record's still dope.
The record's
I think
good.
that's what's getting lost.
The record's good.
It's a really good J. Cole song.
Yes, I agree. And I think
you don't like J. Cole. So it's almost like me, like how I'm hearing you right now is like probably how you heard me coming here and shit on the Tate McRae song. I was like, of course you don't like it. You don't like him.
You know, and it's also, but I think it's also like, we can't look at J. Cole even competing in the same way as the other niggas. I think Drake and Kendrick are still wanting for mainstream success.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that's why Kendrick is doing songs with SZA and Drake is dropping an entirely R&B project. I think Cole is only concerned with rap. And I think that Cole has always only been concerned with rap. And I think that up until 3 years ago, rap was the biggest genre in the world. And I don't think it's a coincidence that J. Cole falling off has also coincided with rap losing a little bit of popularity. I think that Cole is just like focused on completely different things and is trying to be great in a different field where he wants to go over Dusty Alchemist and Conductor beats that are going to get rap heads really, really excited.
Then I would like to see him do some dope shit.
But I think
I'd like to see him, and I know you guys criticized it, but I'd like to see him do an Alchemist project. You know what I'm saying? Like, Alchemist is grabbing Larry June and 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he would love to do a J. Cole project. I'd love to see him grab a Boldy James, a Mike, and go toe to toe with them on a verse and be like, these are the next guys up in my lane.
Yeah.
What I do, I'd love to see another. He's done Dreamville collaboration projects before, so I'll give him credit on that. But I'd love to see another one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like what if you are not competing for the greatest of all time in that way? How can you still make an impact? I'm a little confused on the messaging, and I'm a little confused on the strategy, the process. I'm confused on what his goals are.
He doesn't have to do anything.
I think in Cole's music, his goals that he stated has always been to find inner peace, find happiness, raise a family, have a good life. That's always what he's making music about. And I think all of his actions really line up perfectly with the music. You know what I mean? I think he really lives his raps. And I think wanting him to do anything more would be inauthentic. Like, I think he honestly made it out of the beef in a great position. Like, despite the apology and everyone, including us, got on here calling him a pussy, I think his fans are still his fans. He didn't get tore down like a Drake. He didn't have to go do all the shit that Kendrick was doing, have this big spotlight moment here in the light, popping out everywhere. I think Cole made off exactly how he wanted to made off.
We shouldn't have brought it up. We shouldn't bring up the beef. That's we're past that. But if we're gonna talk about it, I completely disagree with that.
Okay.
I think that's still soft. You can't talk the way that you was talking and get the opportunity to compete with the best of the best and not do that. Hip hop, which is what I keep calling J. Cole and giving him credit for. No, whack, weak as fuck, bad maneuver, terrible, disgusting. We'll never recover from that. All that shit aside, the things that J. Cole has always rapped about is exactly what Spencer's talking about. And on top of that, what I think he's been asking for is respect within the rap game. And I think he has achieved that to the highest degree. So J. Cole, again, to me, has nothing left to prove once he lost that battle with Drake and Kendrick. Once he took that L and he claimed his position in that whole thing, there's no more questions I have about J. Cole. I have always thought what I think about J. Cole fans now, and I think, like you said, those same niggas who I think about what I think about are still there. So shouts out to them. I didn't think they was going nowhere, you know? And J. Cole gonna keep making money and keep selling out arenas and shit like that and doing his thing.
I do agree. When you step on that track, you got to give your all, man.
Yeah.
When you step on that field to compete, you got to put it all out there.
If you claiming to be the best.
If you're claiming to be the best.
100%.
The best runner.
You know, I never claimed that.
The best athlete.
I ain't never claimed that.
You got to run that race, man.
I ain't never claimed
No
that.
matter if you come in first or
I
dead
ain't
last.
never claimed
Yeah,
that.
just
I
gotta-
ain't never claimed that.
Can't back out.
I ain't never claimed
Can't
that.
back out last minute.
I ain't never claimed that. I ain't never claimed
Can't
to be the
fly to
best.
New York.
Who
You could run faster than me. You got that. That's not me.
who
love
took a
it.
bigger hit from the beef, Drake or J. Cole?
J. Cole.
See,
100%.
that's just not true.
100%.
That's just not true.
It's hard.
Because
It's hard.
Drake is still Drake, and all he did was lose a rap battle. Mad niggas have lost rap battles.
Yeah, but you don't think the perception around Drake? No, you're just wrong, bro. Drake's career took a major hit. I was listening to a well-known podcast earlier today. I just scrolled and saw a feed, and the host was basically like, "Yeah, none of Drake's music hits for me like it used to anymore." After what happened with Kendrick.
Hey, them units disagree with that. Them streams disagree with that.
Do they? Because 230 is probably the lowest Drake project since his debut. So I think the numbers actually back up the fact that he's falling off.
Bro, niggas are listening to his music still.
Well, you just brought up numbers. Did he not
Yes.
do 230
Yes,
first
he did.
week?
He's not. I'm not saying that he's at the peak of his powers.
It's like 250.
But that was already. I'm saying this was already happening. Like the decline in terms of music was already happening to us. We haven't liked the last 2-3 projects.
Yeah.
But I think people are still listening to his music.
But I mean, the numbers actually support my argument, not yours.